Hey folks, Shelly Campbell here. I decided to, instead of type out my story, do a small short blog. I'll try to keep this under 5 minutes for you. Um, I decided 20 years ago, 21 years ago, not to vaccinate my children. By the grace of God, I knew a family. It was the only family that I had known at the time that did not believe in vaccines. They had 9 children, and all of them were very healthy, and all of them were very smart. And I remember a lot of conversations with this family, and I remember conversations between my parents and this family about vaccines, about organic foods, about the controversy of the flu vaccine being a way to control population. And there was a CIA agent at the time who went to our church. He was in his 90s at the time, and he warned my family when I was 15 not to get the flu vaccines and not to get any vaccines at all. He said that it was going to be a way for the government to control population, and that they would also there would be certain proteins that would bind to our cells, causing diseases, cancers, and AIDS and different diseases. Well, at the time, my parents, kind of thought, is this guy crazy? Does he know what he's talking about? But his family was very religious, very faithful, and watching their family, I mean, the children, their 11-year-old child was smarter than I was, and I was 17. And I admired the bond that I saw this family having. So when I turned 21, I had my first daughter, and I was literally concerned about vaccines. And I was actually on my way to the doctor's office that morning, and I prayed about it. And I heard a voice say, "Go talk to your godfather," who happened to be the man I'm, talking about, that had the 9 children. Well, he wasn't there, but his wife was, and her name, well, I won't mention names just for the sake of privacy. But anyway, she said, "Shelly, are you going to get your daughter vaccinated?" And I said, "Well, I have to. It's the law." And she said, "No, it isn't the law. They make you think it's the law, honey." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she explained to me the same thing that I'd heard her father-in-law talk about. And she said, "Honey, I'm not telling you to or don't to, but I'm telling you that they are dangerous, and please make an informed decision." So she handed me a book called A Shot in the Dark, and she said, "Just please take this book home and read it." And I said, "Well, what do I tell the doctor?" And she said, "Just tell the doctor that you are thinking, that you're doing more research and you're thinking about whether that's what you want or not for your family." And so I did. I went home. Well, actually, we went straight to the doctor's office. I told him I did not want to vaccinate. He said, asked why. And I said, "Well, I just want to do more research first." And then I did do the research. And as I did more research, I realized that it was really dangerous, that the pros and cons, the pros to vaccines did not outweigh the cons. And I decided not to vaccinate at that point. And the book was called A Shot in the Dark. I highly recommend it. I talk about it all the time because it's a really good book. There are other publications out there, and I've used different varieties. But I can tell you that I know people that have lost their families, lost their children, lost their babies, several hours to several days, even weeks after having vaccines. Beautiful, healthy, normal children that just died for no reason. I know my little sisters, my stepmom decided to vaccinate. Both my little sisters had convulsions. My one little sister was taken by ER to the ER